This video is for educational purposes only. All testing is done in a controlled home lab environment. Do not use these tools on any systems you do not own or have permission to test. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be looking at some more malware. Roll my intro. For the times we worked with malware, we were looking at one Git repository, but today we're going to be looking at a different repo. Today we're looking at theZoo by Native. Sorry if I butchered that. This repo has a whole bunch of different malware for us to look at, analyze, and see how it works. All of it is real malware found by different cybersecurity researchers. If you're going to be doing anything with this repo, make sure you're doing it in a secure, isolated environment, preferably one without an internet connection, so you're not damaging your home network. Let's get started. First, we need to copy the link of the repo. Next, we're going to do git clone followed by the link to the repo. This download does take a minute, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut things off and pick it back up once the download is done. Now that the download's done, before we can do anything else, we need to change our permissions for this folder. Just run the commands on screen right here, and this is going to allow us to run certain commands with admin rights that we need to do to make sure that the zoo is configured correctly. Now let's go ahead and cd into our zoo folder, and now that we're in our folder, we need to create a virtual environment. To create our virtual environment, first we need to run sudo python3-m venv followed by theZoo. And now that our virtual environment's created, we need to go ahead and activate it by doing the following command: source theZoo/bin/activate. Now that we have our virtual environment going, we need to install some requirements, that way our repo can be running correctly. Now that our requirements are installed, let's go ahead and start up our zoo repo with the following command: python theZoo.py. Before we do anything else, we see this warning, and this warning is what I talked about earlier. If you're going to be experimenting with this malware, just make sure you're doing it in a safe and controlled environment. We're going to go ahead and type yes, and here we are, everything's up and running. Let's go ahead and type help, and these are the list of options that we have. When we type list all, here we have all the different types of malware in this repo. We can also do a search for different types of malware as well, be it ransomware, botnets, etc. This repo will keep you busy with all the malware it has. Now, one thing that researchers do, not just with malware, but suspicious files in general, they upload them to VirusTotal. And with VirusTotal, it lets us know if a particular file is malicious or not. Seeing how we have some malware, let's go ahead and upload it to VirusTotal and see what kind of results we get. Let's go into our malware folder, then source, then revised, and the malware in question that we're going to be using for our example is SpyNote. Now in this repo, all the malware is in zip files, so with our SpyNote malware, we need to go ahead and unzip it. All the zip files in this repo are password protected. Finding the password's pretty easy. All you have to do is just click on the password file, and there it is. In our case, for the SpyNote malware, our password is infected. So we're gonna go ahead and unzip our file. And going back to our SpyNote folder, we see our extracted zip file. When we open it and go to patch, we see our malware in question. Our malware in question is both spyware and a rat meant to attack Android systems. Switching over to VirusTotal, let's go ahead and upload our malware and see what kind of results we get. Let's take a look at our results. We have different vendors flagging this malware. We have details and relations, but the interesting part is this bit of info right here. Under the behavior tab, this explains what our malware in question is capable of. Like I said earlier, this malware is for Android systems, and as you can see here, there's a lot of different cell phone related attacks to this malware. There's even a community tab where different researchers can talk and exchange notes. But that's theZoo, guys. Go ahead, mess around with this repo. And like I said, guys, if you're going to be messing around with this repo, keep in mind, this is actual real world malware. Be very careful when you're experimenting with this. But yeah, that's theZoo, guys. Like I said, if you're going to be experimenting with this, be very, very careful. This is actual real world malware that different cybersecurity researchers have found. But yeah, guys, that's the video. Thanks for all the support. Link down below to buy my book. And like always, thanks for sticking with me, and I'll see you guys on the next one.